Hello and welcome to Africa and Beyond the Television Network once again. And there is something very important happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. Trabablas interchange, we were told that the total cost was around 88 million, including the cost of relocating people who were affected when it was being constructed. But right now, through Parliament, new revelations have come out that there is an additional 26 million put on top of the Trabablas. And a lot of questions are being asked to Kuti, what is really happening with this government?
Madam Speaker, ma'am, Honorable Bajila has asked a very important question to ask the Minister of Finance and Economic Development and Investment Promotion to brief the House on the total cost of the Trabablas interchange project and to clarify whether the funding source was a loan from the private sector or from the IMF special drawing rights. Madam Speaker, ma'am, the cost of Trabablas interchange was driven by our initial arrangements for a loan arrangement of the order of $88 million, which was provided by the consortium of contractors. In terms of what we used from the special drawing rights, we're required to pay a deposit of 26 million. So we used 26 million from the SDRs to pay that deposit. So then, and then the rest was structured as a loan from that $88 million arrangement. So it was blended. So we blended both the SDRs and the loans from the contractors. And I think it's fair to say that the product that you see at Trabablas is a world-class product. It is money well spent. It took time, but here we are with a world-class piece of infrastructure. I think it would be advisable for this House to support government to replicate this quality infrastructure in other parts of Harare where it is needed, but also in other cities across the country. I thank you.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable Bajila.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I'm not sure if I heard the Minister right, that the total cost was 88 million and then there was 26 million. So is this 26 million part of the 88 or it's 88 plus 26 getting us to the total? Because there's those figures, it's not clear whether they are part or additional.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much. The 26 million is in addition, but it was a requirement for accessing that 88 million that we pay that deposit to access that facility. And we think that that was a very good arrangement indeed, because we've been able to complete the piece of infrastructure. I thank you.
Supplementary.
Supplementary. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable Museami.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May the Honorable Minister explain to the House as to what caused the additional 26 million, bearing in mind that the 88 million had been budgeted for to cover the whole construction of the roundabout, of the interchange, sorry. It's a roundabout, yeah, and the interchange as well. It's both. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. The cost of relocating, for example, relocating some of the residents that we had to relocate to create space for developing this piece of infrastructure, that there were some escalations, unexpected escalations of that cost, which then pushed us towards increasing the budget by another 26 million that I've referred to. They're just unforeseen project variations. It happens in most projects. Madam Speaker, projects do overrun. It's normal. But the question is, are you able then to negotiate with the contractors so that the costs don't run away beyond affordability? So, but the cost of relocating families, households, was quite onerous, and that caused the budget to go beyond what was initially budgeted. I thank you.
Supplementary.
Supplementary. Clarity, Mr. Speaker, sir. Clarity, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. Supplementary question.
Clarity, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Supplementary question, Honorable Madzivanyiga.
I'm seeking point of clarity, Mr. Speaker, sir.
I'll come to you.
Just following up to the question that I had just given.
Are you the one who asked the question? I thought it was
Yes, I asked a supplementary question, then the Honorable Minister has just responded. So I'm seeking clarity to the response.
So you're trying to
No, I'm not trying anything.
All right, you may go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My point of entry on clarity to the Honorable Minister, can you substantiate to the House as to how this supplementary 26 million would just come about when the budget had already been sorted? Then you have extra figures to a situation of adding 26 million US dollars. How do you account to that, Honorable Minister?
Honorable Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Well, cost overruns are never planned up front. They occur during the implementation of a project. That's when you discover that you've got cost overruns, but also you negotiate, a movement of people, resettlement, relocation of families during the implementation of the project. So you cannot never plan for those upfront and say, well, it's all within budget. There will be budget overruns. The question is, can you negotiate better with contractors?
Order, Honorable Minister. Honorable members on my left. One of your honorable members asked for some clarity. And I think it's only fair that you listen so that the clarifications can be properly heard. Can we have order, please? Honorable Minister, please continue.
So this is something very important, Team Zimbabwe, and we cannot continue to ignore such discrepancies when it comes to the issues of governance. Our government told us that the total cost was 88 million. At a certain point in time, Varakashi were defending this whole thing, saying that the 88 million was as a result of additional costs met from compensation which happened. And then right now, we are being told that there were other unforeseen costs, additional costs of up to 26 million. And, the cost itself from day one was not normal. It has been inflated. And there is another inflation up to 26 million plus. So you can see that in Zimbabwe, we are living in a country where value is not respected, where they don't care about value for money, where they simply put whatever figures they want and they then do short job. So when you look at Trabablas interchange, you cannot tell that it's an interchange which could cost over $100 million. It doesn't make sense. So this is what is happening, and it seems as if Parliament somehow they're trying to expose whatever which is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. It's disgusting that we have a government which is hell-bent to make sure that they siphon each and every single dollar from the coffers to their own pockets. So if an investigation in inquiry is to be made on the Trabablas interchange, there is a likelihood that we are going to have so much information coming out. Mtuli Ncube was finding it difficult to explain what really transpired. You could see that instead of him giving a clear explanation from the onset, he was giving it in pieces and bits, waiting for the MPs to continue to ask him questions whatsoever. And that does not sound good. When are we going to have normalcy in our nation, Zimbabwe? When are we going to have things being run properly and total costs being normal? When are we going to have a properly run government? You go to ZESA, there is a scandal right there. You go to ZEC, there is a scandal. You go to the Ministry of Transport, there are scandals. You go to each and every department, each and every ministry, you hear about prices being inflated to the hospitals. You hear stories after stories. You are being told that there is a 500 million facility for Chivayo to supply some medical equipment to the hospitals in Zimbabwe. But when you really calculate, you can see that it's not worth it to give such a contract. Something which is less than 100 million has been inflated up to nearly 500 million. That is how this government is operating and is functioning. And these are indeed the last days of this regime. And one day you see this regime collapsing, in a fashionable manner. So this is it in Zimbabwe. Kudos to those in parliament who continue to ask critical questions. I know that we don't agree with the way this parliament is operating, but when they do a great job, we have to commend them, because it will help us in the future. These explanations are very important, because when future investigations are being done, you have statements from the ministers themselves, which they will need to clarify at a later stage. So I believe that the day for justice will come, and justice will be served in Zimbabwe. And in this digital era, there is a likelihood that some of the funds siphoned from Zimbabwe will likely be recovered. Thank you very much, everybody. We will continue to look at what's happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. Thank you very much.